Okay, everybody, here is the AT Pro. Now, getting a close-up on it, you're going to notice right off that there is a huge amount of difference in between the Ace 250 and the AT Pro when it comes to the faceplate. First of all, let me point out, it has this waterproofing on it. You see the edge right here, it's kind of a see-through edge. It helps waterproof the housing. But onto the mechanical issues of the differences between the two. Let's start off with the power button. Now, unlike the Ace 250, the AT Pro's power button, what it does is it not only turns it on, but it also switches the mode. You see right here we have custom mode, coin mode, zero mode. Now, another interesting thing about the Ace 250 while we're talking about the power button and the mode button is that there's actually 6 modes. You've got custom coins and zero mode for standard mode, and you've got pro mode that has the same 3 modes. Now, standard mode, it's a lot like the Ace 250. It has a lot of the same noises, but pro mode is a completely different animal. Now, moving back to the buttons, you'll also see, that's turning it on, by the way. You'll also see the iron audio button. You see right now the iron audio is on because you'll see iron audio when it pops up on the screen. If I hit the iron audio button, it's off. Now that it's off, that's basically what it does. It allows for the iron audio to be on and off. It's pretty straightforward. The pinpoint button is also a double purpose button. It's not only a pinpoint button, but it's also a frequency adjustment button. So what that means is the AT Pro's basic frequency is 15 kilohertz, but you can change the frequency by messing with this button. Now watch what happens. Look, third frequency. Oop, this is gonna be difficult. Third frequency, fourth frequency. Look, changing the frequency. Now how you do that is, of course, you have to hit the pinpoint button and then you hit the sensitivity button plus or minus, and you can change it to 4 different, slightly different, should I say, frequencies. That's the combo between the two. Now, other than that, the pinpoint button is just a pinpoint button. I've already showed you with the Ace 250. Pretty simple. Sensitivity button, while we're talking about it, watch. You see the sensitivity bar right here, slightly different design. Does the same thing. I personally like to run it high when I can. And sensitivity. Now you see the elimination button right here. Just like the Ace 250, you can eliminate modes. However, because it has iron audio and iron discrimination, you cannot eliminate iron per se. You can't eliminate it like you could on the Ace 250 where you could just knock out the block. Now watch. See there's the little dot, watch. I'm going to eliminate 1 cent. Now I'm going to pop back in 1 cent. So the notch discrimination, the eliminate button work as one, and they help you eliminate things. Of course, I cannot make it move over to the iron side. It doesn't allow me to do that. The Ace 250 allows you to eliminate iron completely. AT Pro has technology, but it doesn't allow you to do it that way. There are other ways to, basically eliminate iron. Now for ground balance. AT Pro does not have, the Ace 250 does not have manual ground balance. AT Pro does. And what that means is you hit the ground button, you hit the ground balance button, and you pump it up and down. Okay, now when it levels out, you see right there it's leveled at 89. When it stops moving, you know that it's ground balanced correctly. So right now it's ground balanced at 89 if I wanted to use it right now. You'll see that you can also manual ground balance it, like the sticker says. How you do that is you hit the ground balance button, and you also hit the plus or minus button to make it go up and down. Generally, when I'm hunting in my area, ground balance is anywhere from 90 to 93. Now, I've already talked about the sensitivity button, so let's move on to iron discrimination. You see right now I'm going to hit iron audio back on, and I'm going to make it go all the way up from 0 iron discrimination. I can make it go all the way up to 40 iron discrimination. Ace 250 cannot do that. That's one of the biggest differences between the two. It allows you to do iron discrimination, iron audio. Now, we've covered all the buttons. Now let's talk about the screen. Like I've already discussed with you, it's got 6 modes. Now it looks like it only has 3 modes, but in reality, when I hit the button again, watch what's going to happen. You see it's on 0 mode, Pro, Now it's on standard custom. And you hit it 3 more times, you're back to Pro Custom. Hit it 2 more times, you're back to 0. Now, you'll notice right here that that's the sensitivity. It's a little bit different design, but sensitivity bar is pretty straightforward. You'll notice here is the battery gauge, which I'm almost out of battery. I'm gonna have to change in a few more hours of use. And you'll notice the depth meter. Depth meter is deeper than the Ace 250. It goes to 10 plus inches. Like I said, it's a deeper machine. And now another interesting feature that the Ace 250 does not have is Target ID. Now, Target ID, basically, you'll notice that it's changing. And you notice it's changing when I move it. Now I'm going to keep it still right now, but you see that it stopped at 67. Now, you're like, how do I know what number 67 means? It's just a number, right? No. Look at this right here. You see all these numbers right here? 60, 70, 80, 90. Iron is 10, 20, 30, and then 40 is foil. When you see the number, let's take the 67, it's going to be right about here. The icon is going to pop up right about there, right where my thumbnail is. That basically tells you that it's a good chance it's going to be a pull tab, it could be gold, could be even be a little gold chain or just a junk chain, who knows. But it's going to be in that area. You see right there it's at 70, so it's going to be, could be a penny, could be another coin. Like I said, another cool feature is that the Target ID and the, I forget what that's called, but the brackets here, I guess is what I want to call it right now. The brackets coincide with one another. They work together to give you an answer to what it is. Now, if it was an iron target, it would be the thing would pop up way over here and underneath iron, and you would either, if you had iron audio on, you might or might not get it coming in. Right now, it's coming in. Now, more specifically, looking at the faceplate, you see iron covers this whole area from 10 to 30. And then when it hits foil, it turns into the good stuff. Now, let me turn it off for a second. You see iron, and you'll notice the biggest difference between the two, the faceplate, one of the big differences at least, is that this area is iron. It doesn't do it like with the Ace 250 where it only allows one piece, one bracket to be iron. It allows 10 through 30 to be ironed. Foil is a small range, but then you see gold is also, just like on the Ace 250, it's got its own range, and you also see silver on the far right has its own range. So they are similar and they're dissimilar in that way. Moving on. You see, like I showed you on the Ace 250, this is the headphone dock. Now, you can only plug in the factory headphones if you don't get the adjustment cable, which if you get the adjustment cables, which is about $40, you can plug in your Grey Ghost, your Black Widow, but until you get that, you're either going to have to make your own or you're going to have to buy it from Garrett or from a sponsor or from whoever sells it. The reason why is because it has a completely different hookup. Now, you've also got right here, you've got the coil plug-in. Now you can see it's a completely different bolt. It allows it to waterproof it. It has a rubber little band around it to allow for waterproofing. And like I said before, it has a completely different coil connection. Now, you see that the speakers are right here. You see it hooks up in a similar way as the Ace 250. It's got 2 screws through the back of it. And you also see the arm cuff, which of course is pretty similar. Other than the color. You could actually probably use this on the Ace 250 if you accidentally broke it and you needed it for some reason. Now you'll notice right here another difference. You'll notice that little clip right there that the screw is connecting to the arm plate. That is where, if you get the extension for the headphones, that is where you can slip it in so it doesn't move around so much.